Hey, welcome you guys to a video that me and Kitten are doing. And it's not it's not a video that I wanted to do, but we gotta go over it. So how you doing, Kitten?
I'm doing okay. How about you?
Uh I could be better, but you know. Alright, let's get into our Green Bay Packers salary cap. Right now this is over the next 4 years. In 2026, the Packers are over the cap by of 1,586,657 dollars. But in 2027, we are under the cap by 84.219 million. In 2028, we will have 157,350,000 dollars in cap space, and in 2029 we'll be over the cap by 135 million. So in 2027 and 2028, we better win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like. Well, we do have time, but not time.
Yeah, we, we got we got a 2 year window where we can spend money. But the first guy we're gonna talk about it is your favorite and mine, the kicker, Brandon McManus. What?
Like,
What?
he's one- he should have been kicked already, but
Oh man. Uh, he is gonna be 34 years old next year. Last year in 2025, he made about $2.1 million for missing all those kicks. I don't agree with. But next year in 2026, he'll be making just $4 million, and that's his last year. He signed a 3 year contract worth around 10 million, and 8 million of that deal is guaranteed. So he already got his guaranteed money, and he's gonna make 4 million. For honestly, for a kicker, $4 million is not that bad for the salary cap. But do we have any other options at kicker?
I don't know. I think we should have went with the substitute. He was, even though he missed, that was the Packers' fault for ruining his rhythm and taking him out for McManus when he was already doing well, and then they put him back in after McManus misses a couple. Like, you can't do that to a kicker, man. Like, don't get me wrong, he should have made it, but like that's the Packers' fault for ruining his rhythm and momentum.
Yeah,
Uh,
but I know why they did it. Brandon was the veteran kicker. He's been through everything, and the substitute teacher was like a off the street kicker.
who was still
So
better than McManus. But I get your point though.
yeah, you get my point, right?
Yeah.
But
No, I think
honestly,
that was a dumb decision by the Packers. That could have really, maybe from what we know, could have affected. Don't get me wrong, he could have missed as well. But I just think that he was outplaying McManus in practice, anyways. I just everything you heard about him, he was outperforming McManus. That's just how it went. So I thought he should have got the job.
yeah. But honestly, I wouldn't get mad if the Packers does get Brandon next year for $4 million because that was bargain for a veteran kicker. And what other kicker are you going to bring in free agent? I mean,
I don't know. You could always draft one.
yeah, but maybe Brandon McManus will get better after the Packers get a new special.
I don't know. He's never been clutch. All his most misses have been in the most important kicks that the Packers need. He misses,
Yeah, that's true. But would you?
especially in the playoffs. Every playoff, the last 2 years he was in playoffs, he's missed the game winning kicks.
But honestly, would you trust that rookie kicker?
If he has a better leg and accuracy than McManus, yes. I'll take anyone who is younger and has good aim. If they're younger too, you don't got to pay them as much as he.
Yeah, but do you remember the rookie year of Mason Crosby?
No.
Yeah, that year when he was the rookie kicker for the Packers, Mason Crosby, he missed 64% of his kicks.
Yeah, but McManus is 34 years old. He's not going to improve that much, man. Not at all. I don't even think that much at all.
Yeah, but would you rather?
No, he has to go, Jay. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna argue. Him and Rich Bisaccia were the two reasons why the Packers were down and a lot of the complaints. I'm not gonna give him another chance. His chance is over. He out of the three people in this list, he's the one that shouldn't be a Packer, Jay.
I know that. There's two
I
other
know about that, Jay.
No. I know that there's two players that should get cut.
I don't think they should get cut. I think they're valuable pieces to the team, and I don't think McManus is. I think we can move on.
Do you remember what we did even had McManus? The Packers.
Yeah, and it was only for 2 years, and you guys were panicking. It was bad, but that's what we get for not prioritizing that position, And again, McManus is not that guy, and he has proven in literally playoff games that he is not that guy. He literally missed games in the Chicago game. He missed a kick in the last year, and then that was it, right? It was 2 seasons, so.
Yeah, but still.
No, it's not a still. Out of all the three players on this list, he's the one that 100%. That's not even I need to guess. I don't need to think. He's the only one on this list that's 100% should be gone. Everyone else is 65, 50%. You don't know. It can go either way. But McManus, no, he's 100% gone, Jay. That's the one I stand down, and I'm not getting off that mountain. I'm done.
Oh boy, yeah, we think the difference. I mean, he has one more year left on his contract.
Nope.
And it's a bargain. $4 million for a veteran kicker like that, dude.
Nope.
You never know, man.
He has not proved his worth to this team for me to be confident in him again. So yeah, the Packers need to move on from him. That's just, again, there's no convincing me that the Packers need to keep him. I didn't like that we signed him for those 3 years anyways. Thought the contract was over. I thought we overpaid the hell out of him. I thought that the Packers still could have gone and traded for a pick, especially if we got Willis. That's another thing. Sign and trade Willis to a team that needs a quarterback, and we'll take their kicker. And a pick, of course. No trade, of course, but I'm saying they can throw their kicker in there.
You know what? I'm gonna make the same argument for the last guy we talk about. And you know who that guy is?
Jenkins?
No. What are you talking about? But I'm I'm glad that you said Jenkins because that's the next guy on the list that we're going to talk about. Elgton Jenkins, he's a left guard. He's a center. He can play right guard. He also played a little right tackle, and he also played a little bit of left tackle in his career with the Green Bay Packers. So he is versatile. But this year, he majorly played the center position, and he only played in about 6 games. Then he broke his ankle, and his season was over. In 2025, he made $11,007,000, but he signed a 4-year deal back in 2023. In 2026, he's supposed to be making $18.5 million, and in 2027, that number goes way up to $24 million guaranteed. And he is 30 years old, and I think he's not worth the money right now.
I think he's a guy that I think the Packers should restructure, just like Rashawn Gary. But if he's the one, Gary, I'm pretty solid, and I think we should keep and definitely restructure. McManus easily gone. That's like literally the easiest thing to talk about. And then Jenkins, I'm on the fence about because like, yeah, I kind of agree he's old or whatever. But if they can luckily or somehow restructure him and make it easier and more flexible, or whatever, I'd be okay with him staying.
No, but what there's a conflict. There's a conflict going on with Elgton Jenkins and the Packers. The Packers want him to play the center position, and his agent came out and said if he's going to play the center position, he wants to get paid like a top center. But there is no way that we're going to pay it at 30 years old, top of the market for the center position. The center position is the top guy is making around $21 million a year. Just play the center position. And I don't think that Elgton Jenkins is worth that money at the age of 30. And it looks like if we do cut Elgton Jenkins, we save $19.5 million. And then we can use that money to offer Quay Walker a new contract to stay with the Packers.
Yeah, so that's why I said that. I wouldn't be angry at that one. But I also wouldn't be upset if the Packers kept him. So,
and right now, our line is Richard Walker is not going to get paid, so he's not coming back. So that's why we drafted Jordan Morgan about 2 years ago in the first round. He's going to be the left tackle. And Aaron Banks is going to be the left guard. Right tackle is Zach Tom. Right guard is, I forgot who it was. And the center's going to be maybe Sean Ryan. I know we need depth, but Elgton Jenkins is getting up to the age. Final person that I think might be released or cut is the man, Richard Gary. He is 28 years old. Last year, he made 18 points.
He's 28. I thought he was the same age as Jordan Love.
Huh?
I thought he was the same age as Jordan Love. 27.
No, he's 28 years old,
Oh, that's a 1 year difference, so that really doesn't matter too much.
and he made $18 million just for four sacks last year, and he did sign a 4-year deal back in 2023. In 2026, his salary goes up to $21 million, and then in 2027, it goes all the way up to $31 million.
Again, if the Packers can restructure him, fine. I don't think they should lose too much money, but I still think that he needs to get restructured. I would get why the Packers would cut him, but
But the thing
he
is,
still has too much potential, I think, to help.
yeah, but the thing is, Elgton Jenkins is the third highest paid defensive end in the league.
You mean Gary?
Yeah, Rashard Gary. I mean, and every year he's been going down in sacks.
Again, that's why I think restructure him, give it up. This is where I said, like, give it a chance. They can try and not mess us up like they did with Jair. Give him an options, and then if it's not, then let him go. That's the only thing you can do.
The Packers already went to his representative and go, can he restructure his career contract or can he take a pay cut? And they don't know. Because he still has 3 years left on his deal. And if the Packers cut it right now, we would save $34 million in cap. And we can use that $34 million in free agency and get a younger pass rusher and not pay him like a third highest paid defensive end. And we can also use that money to re-sign some of our own guys that might be leaving. Just like I said about Quinn Walker.
I'm gonna say this. Hey, I'd rather keep Romeo Doubs than Rashawn Gary. So if that's what it takes to keep him, then I'll do it.
You wouldn't want you don't want to re-sign Quinn Walker and have the two dual linebackers with.
I wasn't really thinking about that, but yeah, if we let go of Jenkins and Rashawn Gary and McManus, we'll have enough money to resign Walker. And
yeah, Quinn Walker would definitely be. He's not going to get $21 million like the highest paid linebacker, but he might be in the range of 18 to 15 million a year.
Well, that's why I said I think the Packers, instead of just asking, I think they should just go up with an offer. And you're still gonna get $15 million. You're still gonna get millions of dollars, bro. Like, I don't know. I really hate that athletes. It feels like athletes don't really care to win championships anymore. So
yeah, but you got to look at it that way.
By the way, I was just saying in general, not just for like the NFL. I was just saying in general.
I mean, these guys know they have to make enough money while they're playing. You never know how short a career is in the NFL.
Well, yeah, I know, but millions of dollars is, if you do it right, you'll never have to do anything again. Like you could be a millionaire and live in a normal house, structure and be smart. It's a lifestyle thing. So I'm not gonna feel bad if one of these guys does get hurt or decides to leave and they don't spend their money responsibly, But I get what you're saying, though. That's just my take on it.
Yeah. And they already reached out to Rashard. Like I said, they did reach out to Rashard Gary's representative and ask if he wouldn't mind restructuring or taking a pay cut. And they go, Rashard Gary does not want to do that.
Or we trade him to the Raiders for Max Crosby.
No, that's not gonna work because Nathan Crosby's numbers are way better than Rashawn Gary, and the Raiders are demanding a first round and a player.
We can give them Rashawn Gary and
We
Malik
don't have
Willis.
a first round pick.
No, but we can give them a franchise QB and a good linebacker.
Which quarterback are you gonna give up?
Malik Willis, I said.
He's not even under contract with the Packers anymore.
You would do a sign-in trade.
Then that's gonna take a hit on our salary cap.
Not if we trade them.
We still have to pay the guaranteed money that he signed.
I don't know. The NBA, you don't have to do that. I don't like the way that NFL contracts work. It's weird.
That's the point I'm trying to get to. If we sign Patrick Willis to a decent, like about the top 10 QB money in free agent, we gotta pay him the guaranteed money on that contract.
Okay, there's no way Malik Willis is getting that, but are you sure that's I don't know. I feel like that's very. The NBA and NFL have things that I would take from both leagues and stuff like that. But like that one makes no sense to me. Why wouldn't you? Because the Bucks do that all the time. I guess in the NBA the bonuses aren't as big as.
Yeah, it's not that big in the NBA. Like
Don't get me wrong, the NBA contracts are bigger in general than the NFL.
Yeah, but the guaranteed money is not that huge.
That's because there's a lot more incentives in basketball.
Yeah. In football, man,
you can get more money anyways with like deals and in basketball because your face is seen more than wearing a helmet, you know.
Yeah, and like I said, if we do cut Elton Jenkins and Richard Gary, we would have about $70 or $65 million to play with, to sign a couple of our own guys and maybe go out in free agent and sign a couple.
Is free agency deep or no?
It's deep on defensive line and offensive line in the free agency.
But not like splashy names or anything like that.
No, there's splash names out there.
See the casual of the NFL and me coming out.
Yeah, next year it's gonna be Humphreys, the top center is a free agent. Trey Henderson is a free agent.
Oh yeah, I know him. So.
John Michael Myers is a free agent from the Denver Broncos, the defensive tackle. Quay Walker is. There's a lot of good players that are coming in free agent if they get cut. Right now, look at the Miami Dolphins. They cut Tyreek Hill. They cut Brandon Chubbs. I wouldn't mind if the Packers go after Chubbs. He's 2 years younger than Rashawn Gary. He had 8 sacks last year with the Miami Dolphins.
Which is what, 3 more than Gary?
No, 4.
4 more.
Yeah.
Why Gary had 5?
No, Gary had 4. Chubbs had 8.
Okay. So
he's younger. He's not gonna cut that much in free agent because he's not that dominant end, but he can be a good end if you have another guy on the other side.
He's consistent, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and with Micah Parsons,
but we gotta. I understand. I don't think Micah Parsons is gonna take a dip, but we gotta be cautious. Like he tore his ACL, so like, and that's such a proposition. Again, But I'm more optimistic because of medical sports science.
Yeah,
It's just
yeah,
something that's concerned in the back of my mind is will he
yeah.
still have that, you know, push off, that go that he needs so much?
And one other thing, if you do not sign Romeo Dobbs, that we get a second round conventional pick, I think, in this year's draft. So we might have two second round picks if we do not sign Romeo Dobbs. And it looks like Romeo Dobbs might be getting off to Miami also after the departure of Tyreek Hill. They have a lot of money to play with in Miami. I mean, a lot of money.
Yeah, and what team do you think Hill's gonna go to?
Oh, Tyreek Hill. He, if he wants to win another Super Bowl, I guarantee he's going to go back to the Chiefs.
But didn't they have like bad blood though with each other, not like each other?
No, because the Chiefs came and go, can you take a pick? And he said no. So then they go, well, we're going to trade you and they can pay you the money. And he got his money, but he wasn't happy because the QB sucked. So
That'd be crazy if Tua has a good season this year. I'm just saying that'd be
well,
crazy.
they're looking right now. The Miami Dolphins have put two players on the trading block, and that is their strong safety and their starting quarterback in Tua. So they're both on the trading block because Matt Halfley does not want Tua to be the QB. So Tua's going to get cut or traded, I guarantee. And it looks like there's 4 teams that are interested in signing Malik Willis. And that is
the one.
that is the Miami Dolphins, the Las Vegas Raiders, Arizona Cardinals, and the Cleveland Browns. But if I was Malik, I would not go to Cleveland. That is where QBs go to die in their career. But yeah, we're only 2 weeks away from free agency to start. And in these 2 weeks, each team has to get under the salary cap.
Who knows? Maybe we should do a live stream during it so we can react to the.
You know what? I won't forget about that. So
Yeah, also I gotta talk to you about something that I got hit up for us to potentially to do a giveaway. So
okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, leave in the comment what do you think about these 3 players that are potentially on the chopping board. Me, I know where I stand. I wouldn't mind looking at McManus staying because he only has a year left.
Nope. That's the only one that's the only one I'm for sure he needs to go.
That's where you would meet this for.
You hated him for the whole season, and now you're like, nah, we'll give him a chance. No. If Jackson and Phil were here, they would be on you right now as well.
No, I was talking about this with Jackson too. Jackson goes, well, if we do cut McManus, he'll be on the Bucks for about $800,000 of his deal. So $800,000 will go on the salary cap deficit. But if we keep him, we all only have to pay him $4 million for a
I'd
season.
rather pay the 800K to cut him. Sorry, Jay. You're not going to convince me that that man should be on this Packers team. I don't think I don't think he deserves a 3-year contract, and I don't think he deserves to be on this team.
But the two biggest contracts that are up is Rashad Gary and Elton Jenkins.
And those ones, I'm more on the side of I want to keep them, but I understand, and I'm at the point where I really don't like care. I just want to win a Super Bowl. That's it. And anything the Packers need to do, I guess, to get there, fine. But doesn't mean I won't be cautious or
Like I said, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't care if they moved on from Gary and Jenkins. Because Jenkins is gonna turn 31 next year, and Rashad Gary's gonna turn 29 over the summer. And do you really want to pay your 29-year-old the third highest paid?
well, no. After that contract, then I would move on, I guess.
But he has 2 years more left.
And that's what I'm saying. And after those 2 years play, then I would let him go.
But are you willing to pay $31 million next year and $24 million this year?
Again, I like Gary enough where I would bite it. But again, if we make moves that are smart and are good, then yeah, I don't know. It just needs to be a for sure thing, man. I can't really say too much on what ifs. I already kind of said that I would prefer to have him. I'm open to him leaving, but the Packers need to do a good job replacing him. Then, you know.
But the thing is that we drafted just for this problem. We drafted Lucas Van Ness and the other guy, number 99. I forgot his name, but he was a rookie last year. He played pretty good. When
He
he
didn't
played.
play a lot of games though.
Yeah, he played 2 games, but in those 2 games, he outplayed Rashad Gary in those 2 games.
But that's 2 games, man. It's just I don't know. Rashad Gary has been such a cornerstone for this franchise for a long time, and I get that's what the Packers do. But like,
Well, you remember when we drafted Rashad Gary with the 12th overall pick? He was a raw player. We had to develop Rashad
yeah,
Gary.
man, he could have just had an off season. You know, a lot of players do.
Yeah, but he's gonna be 1 year older, and
He's still in his 20s and still young enough to where I'd be fine with it.
well, he was the same age where we released what is it? Your favorite corner? I forgot his name again.
No, Jair was 30 when we released him.
You sure he wasn't 29?
He was 29, turning 30 in the offseason. So when the time the Packers did cut him, he was maybe
Yeah, he was 30. All right. So yeah, well, your opinion is you would love to keep those 2 guys.
I wouldn't love it, I would like it, but it's
You would love more if they kept Rashad Gary, but not Elton Jenkins.
well, no, I don't love both. I love Rashawn Gary's character more than I think I do his game. But again, I think they could work something out. If not, then yeah, you move on. But I'm just saying it's just a risky chance because the Packers have done that where they've moved on from people and just haven't been able to replace that talent. You know, we've gotten lucky in certain positions, but cornerback, we failed and they bet the bullet on that. Linebackers, I meant linemen on offense. We have drafted well, but we haven't really re-signed or kept the guys we need. I understand for money problems, but like there's a couple of guys that the Packers let go in the line and the linemen that I would have took paying them because it would have helped so much, and I think it would have excelled Josh Jacobs and made our offense just more consistent. And I would prefer that. The headache of our O line is ridiculous. Um, so I think the Packers made a lot of mistakes on choosing to let a lot of linemen go. I get
And
certain other ones like Josh Myers and certain guys that were just way too expensive, but I don't know. I feel like if teams want to win a championship, that's what it takes, especially when you have such a dominant running back like Josh Jacobs. And the line and the reason why he did good this season because he's a boss, but our O line, how many stretches were there where as soon as our O line failed, our offense was shit, and then everyone would get mad at Matt LaFleur. But like again, you can't do anything if the fucking O line doesn't make holes or holds
but
the defense back.
you're not gonna like this, but if I had another, if they had another player, if I had to add another player to the college, it might have been Josh Jacobs on the chopping board too.
Yeah, that's crazy, Jay. That's crazy.
No, because he signed a 3-year deal with us. He made about $8 million in 2024. He made 10 in 2026 last year, and now going into his final year of his contract, it went up to 19 million.
Yeah,
So that's
bro, I don't even know why we're talking about Josh Jacobs, bro. This is
because he is a year old, well, 2 years older after we signed it.
so
But
he hasn't slowed down, and actually he's gotten better. So
now, if you look at his yards per carry, it's been
I'm not talking about yards per carry, but I'm like his instinct, his clutchness. He's just consistent. It's our O line that got worse, not him.
I don't know, man.
That's not. I know, Jay. That's. I'm confidently telling you that that's the reason why he did worse. Our O line literally is our biggest mistake. Has been not our costing. Has cost us the most this season. Maybe besides Romeo Dobbs and Wicks and Reed dropping passes, but even though Tucker Kraft was good, he also dropped a lot of passes as well. So,
and it doesn't help when your fantastic tight end gets hurt.
yeah, and it also doesn't help that our O line is kind of ass. I understand they're consistent enough when it comes to stats, but when we're watching it, they mess up and kill the momentum at the most important parts, and that's why I'm saying our O line is so bad. And to be honest, probably besides cornerback and of course the contract things, I think the O line is our most important position
But
that they should focus on.
but you gotta realize we have a lot of good players contract coming up next year also. We gotta sign Christian Watson because he's going into the last year of his deal. Then we gotta pay Edgerrin Cooper. He's gonna want top linebacker money.
Yeah, but you worry about that when it comes. I'm not trying to think about that right now, Jay. I'm being honest. I don't really care.
So, you're the kind of fan that doesn't look into the future of the team.
Yeah, I do, but like, there's no reason to talk about it until it happens or it gets close. I don't understand why we would talk about it a year before it happens, especially if we already know the targets and we don't know what's going to happen this season. People get hurt or people can just not play well. So that's why I don't really talk about that too much. And that's just with any sport. That's just not football. It's just like I'm not going to talk about the Bucks contracts that run out in 2 years. I'll be aware of it, but I'm not going to be like.
But the teams don't do that. They do worry about the future also.
Well, yeah. Again, I'm not gonna hyper focus on it. That's my whole point, Jay. I'll recognize it and see it, but
I mean, it was the thing It was the same thing when we drafted Jordan Love. Everybody goes, why are you drafting QB in the first round when you have a bona fide Hall of Famer in Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback for the next 2 years? I mean, and I told some of the people, what we got to look out for the future because the QB position is the most very important.
So yeah,
But
but Jordan Love turns 30 in a couple years. We're gonna start looking for a new QB now. Like,
no, but they're gonna look for a new QB when Jordan Love turns around 38, 37. Because that's where QBs hit the wall.
new Q. I would say I guess QB since 2016, but like, I don't know. I just yeah, I don't have nothing on that. I don't really have.
So yeah, I'm just looking for the Packers' future.
I think that's the Packers' biggest problem. I get that it helps whatever, but like I don't know. A lot of teams don't care about their future. A lot of teams sacrifice a lot to win now and win championships. And sports always going. There's always moves. There's always ways to get back. Like the Bucks did it. Um, that's what I'm saying. Like that, just the Packers just need as an organization just needs to sacrifice so we can win a damn Super Bowl, and that might be keeping some guys sometimes. I just think they do it too much. I just think it's way too much. I get sometimes and certain things, but it's not. The Packers never do it situational. They do it culturally, and I think that's the Packers' problem. It's because we move on from guys where maybe we did keep them for one more season, and we still don't know, but just the higher chances of us winning. Not only does it have good chemistry in the team, but those people are good. Like Smith did good after he left the Packers. It was only one season, but like that's one more
Well,
season I would have took just to roll
well,
it and
no,
go.
that's it. The Packers get rid of the Packers cut players 1 year before their prime goes down.
Not all the time, but I get
Well,
what you're saying.
well, Rashard, no, Clayton Matthews, he was great with the Rams, but after that year, he dropped off big time.
Yeah, but like I was saying earlier, is the Packers don't do that with linemen, and that's been one of our biggest weaknesses, even since Aaron Rodgers was on the team. And that's what I'm
Well,
saying. The Packers aren't willing to bite money bullets anymore. That
but the
would happen. We were trying. They were trying to bite the bullet for. Okay, this is why I get frustrated because they fucking bit the bullet for Bakhtiari for 3 years, and they're not willing to do that again for someone who doesn't have his injury history. That's what gets frustrating, Jay. Is how you do it with somebody who just wasn't him. I get Bakhtiari was good for a little bit, but he was still slipping off even before his injury. And then everyone's just like, he needs to come back. He needs to come back. Like, he,
yeah, but you know why they did that for Bakhtiari is to make Aaron Rodgers happy. You don't want to make Aaron Rodgers mad.
I don't care. It shouldn't be like that. This is again the Packers need to step their foot down and be like, we want to win a championship, bro. And we don't. I don't care if like I'm making you happy like that, man. Like Aaron Rodgers again, he didn't do much and he wasn't a good leader anyways.
Yeah, but then if the year that we didn't have Joe Love and Bakhtiari goes, I still want to be on the team. I know if the order this goes, Aaron, we're gonna cut Bakhtiari, and we have no other quarterback behind Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers goes, well, I'm not gonna play for you guys if you cut Bakhtiari.
Then that's what it would have been. I was ready to move on from Aaron Rodgers for a long time, but not a long time, for like 2 years before everyone else was. But
yeah, but after he got back-to-back MVPs,
we didn't win a championship. I don't care with him winning MVPs, if I'm being honest. He did nothing. He did nothing with the skill set in those great seasons. I'm sorry. Great for him and his accomplishment, and they were entertaining as a fan to watch. But at the end of the season, we didn't win the championship. And I'm gonna say it was for nothing, but
then everybody's gonna, you got nuts for getting rid of bona fide first ballot Hall of Fame.
He went, and Jay, look at, he went to other teams and he fell off, and I think that would have happened anyways. I don't think I truly do think if the Packers let him go a year or two earlier, this narrative with Aaron Rodgers is still going to be the same. He's going to go to a team, he gets what he wants, he's going to cause his drama that he normally causes, and too much noise is going to be on the team, and they're not going to do anything. They're just going to be mid. As great and as elite as Aaron Rodgers is, he will always be on mid teams. We're great players, but they're never enough to do anything to get to the championship.
But look at what happened with Tom Brady with the Buccaneers.
Because Tom Brady went out and recruited players. He was likable in the NFL. You know,
No,
he wasn't a hater.
he only brought his friends over.
And his friends were dogs and won him a championship. And they all took pay cuts too as well. Like, I'm sorry, that's some good connection right there, dude. And Aaron Rodgers and the Packers has never had that swag, that approachness.
But
and the Packers are like that now. Thankfully, I still think they don't sacrifice as much or really go all in.
But maybe
in Josh Jacobs' offseason was cool, but we need more of that. I don't. And again, that's why I agree with you maybe of cutting, but I don't have full confidence in the Packers' decision making to really trust all these big decisions like that.
Maybe it'll be a little bit different this year because the president has changed in that organization.
Yeah, I'm hoping they get rid of a lot of the Packers' ways. I'm so tired of a lot of the traditions that the Packers do. Talking about player-wise, there's a lot of traditions I love and hope don't change, but when it comes to how the Packers associate themselves with players, that's what I want to change.
Yeah, I was gonna say, okay,
but everything else can stay the same. But no, they need to definitely restructure the way that they approach contracts, players.
But but there are 3 candidates that are gonna get a restructured contract, and one of them is gonna be Josh Jacobs. He might get a new contract with.
I'm still a bigger Jair fan than Josh Jacobs, but I truly believe I think I'd be more mad if the Packers cut Josh Jacobs than I was with Jair. I'm not kidding. I think I would. I would be livid if I'm not gonna lie.
You will be livid, but
I would lose. I said that with Jair that I might, but then the Packers made it up by getting Micah Parsons. So who knows? If they do it again, maybe they'll get a stud, whatever. But
and it looks like there might be a trade coming too for the Packers. We might not have our second round pick either. There is a rumor out there they might package Rashawn Gary and our second round pick to go get a high caliber CB1 and let the rookies play. Let the second year guys play where Rashawn Gary used to play. Like, look at Van Ness. He stepped up this year. And the rookie from this year, Barron Sorrell, he might step up this year with Michael Parsons in the lineup. Michael Parsons been working out with that rookie, Barron Sorrell, in the offseason right now. Trying to build up that chemistry between them. So next year, you might see those two guys on the same page. And you might see something special in Barron Sorrell. He was a steal in the 5th round when the Packers drafted him. He was a steal. But yeah, like I said, guys, I would love to hear your guys' comments in the comments below. Me and Kenta will answer every single comment if we do get them. But yeah, that's it for the video. Thank you for watching, and thank you for doing this, Kenton. I know you and me butt heads a lot on the Packers players, but I think we got to do that for the views. But yeah, but thank you for watching. It's always been fun. Like I always say, stay safe, stay positive, and always
Go
go
back.
back up. And one more thing, I want to say congratulations to Tom Grossi. He raised $1 million in 6 days, one less day than last year. And now he's going on a week vacation, and he deserves it. So, all right, guys, we'll talk to you later. We'll see you Friday for Friday's podcast. So,
Sounds good.
all right, guys, you have a good one, and we are out.